All right, friends, I am here today to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience taking prerequisites for nursing school. I am now almost completed with all of my prerequisites. Nursing school did already begin, so I did overlap a little bit. And that is my primary motivation for sitting down today and talking to you guys about what I recommend from a nursing student perspective for completing your prerequisites and any tips that I have going into it. I will start by saying I did take all of my prerequisite courses through Portage Learning, and Portage Learning was recommended to me by the admissions advisor when I was looking at the open houses for the nursing schools in my area, and I knew that they took their credits, so it was totally great for me. And if you guys are looking at Portage to take your prerequisites, just do a double check with your nursing school and make sure that those credits will transfer over. Overall, I had 3 prerequisite courses to take to be eligible to get into the nursing school program, and that was microbiology, anatomy and physiology 1, and anatomy and physiology 2. As far as when to start your prerequisite courses, I started looking into things as soon as I knew I was interested in starting nursing school. To give you a little bit of context, when I went to undergraduate college the first time and got my bachelor's degree, I didn't take any science courses, so I knew that there would be a few outstanding courses that I would have to take. If you are looking at nursing school specifically and you're taking prerequisites for a nursing school track, I started with microbiology and then I went into anatomy and physiology 1 and 2. And I think that that gave me a great foundation. So if you have those same classes that are outstanding, I do recommend starting with microbiology because it's a little more on the cellular level and it gave me an awesome understanding of processes within the body. And then anatomy and physiology takes those processes and dives a little bit deeper into each one and gets more specific. So I found that really helpful, just that order in which I took my classes. And as far as microbiology goes, I definitely could have done more than one class at a time with that one. However, anatomy and physiology has taken a lot more brain power, at least for me, because I wasn't used to that type of course. So with those ones, anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, I would take those as their own course. However, I was working full time, as I mentioned earlier, while taking those. So if you have more time to dedicate and really dive in and focus, then maybe you could take microbiology at the same time as A&P 1. You just have to kind of budget your time and figure out what's doable for you. Overall, to give you an understanding of my timeline, I applied to nursing school in October. I got accepted in January and I started my first prerequisite course, microbiology, in about December. I think it took me a solid 6 to 8 weeks to finish that one, and then I immediately dove into A&P 1, which took me probably closer to 8 to 12 weeks to finish, and now I am currently in A&P 2, but that is kind of, a good gauge of like probably 8 to 12 weeks to give yourself that time, especially if it's been a while since you've been in school. But I did apply before I had all of those completed. But that is probably the biggest perk about Portage, is that you can fit it into your schedule and get everything that you need to get done on the time that it works for you. If you need to study at midnight and take a class or take a test at 1 a.m., you can do that. But yeah, that's about my timeline. I did all of that while applying and preparing for nursing school and while working full time. So it is doable, and you guys got this.